Okay, we have a question that's been asked by Kyle live on YouTube, and he wants to know what's going on with Zechariah 5. What is the flying scroll? What is the woman with stork's wings lifted between the heaven and the earth? Can you enlighten him a little on that?
Yeah, of course, of course. So this is, Zechariah contains 8 visions. Just a little piece about Zechariah and his contemporaries. Zechariah was among 3 of the last, very, very last prophets. Zechariah, Haggai, and Malachi. They actually were living in the beginning, in the early part of the Second Temple. So as a result of that, their visions, they're basically asking an angel, could you explain this to me? Because they don't fully apprehend what they're seeing, because God, I'm not going to go into it now why, but prophecy is coming to an end, and I probably have said this in another show, and that is that it's like when you're driving from one city to another city and you're listening to a radio station and you've got a 4-hour drive, and it's a great, you want to keep yourself awake when you're driving, so you're listening to the show, but as you leave the city, the signal starts to become staticky, and then you go, oh man, that was a great show, and then you got to listen to some show with country music. I'm kidding if you love country music, sorry, just kidding. So what's happening is, at this stage there are visions. So for example, we have an Ezekiel also sees a scroll, he can read it. Zechariah really does not understand what he's looking at. What you want to pay very careful attention to in this image that you find in Zechariah 5 is the size of the scroll. The size of the scroll is 20 cubits in length and 10 cubits in width. Now you'll ask yourself, why is that important? Well, it is very important. That's precise, that is the exact dimensions. Go to 1 Kings chapter 8 and so on. Those are the exact dimensions of the doorway to the sanctuary. So what's happening, what we have in view here is, listen very carefully, is Zechariah is the prophet is telling us, here we are, we're building a second temple. And I want you to know that up until now, people who behave badly, and I'm talking about how they, not ritually, but how they behave in their honesty in business, being telling, not misleading people, not putting a stumbling block before the blind. God was letting those things go and punishing people individually. But this problem of how people behave toward each other, and we're given the image of this woman who who has the ephah, this is the woman who represents wickedness. This is not going to be tolerated any longer, because it's happening on a very large scale, and therefore you're not going to be able to get away with this. You're going to be called into judgment. Jerusalem is going to be called into judgment for this kind of odious behavior. And this is the prophetic message. The prophetic message is oh yeah, I'm an Orthodox Jew and I eat kosher. And I don't even eat Hebrew National. Yeah, but how do you conduct yourself in business? Do you pay your employees on time? Do you mislead people? So you think that's okay? And that is a problem today. I'm not going to whitewash anything. People think, oh yeah, I'm Orthodox. We have, I'm not like those Reform Jews. But and I'm not saying all Orthodox Jews, but people who are observant ritually between man and God somehow feel like they can behave badly in their business practices, or they can lie, or they can cheat, and so on. And that's what the prophets are pounding against, and that is what this image is. It's very elaborate. I'm not going to go into all the details of it. It's very simple. But that's what you're seeing. He's saying this now is being called into question. I'm not going to let you get away with this, because it's very, very pervasive right now. Okay, so that's Zechariah chapter 5.